mean?
What is wrong with you? I forgot my line. So I've been going to a lot of auditions lately, and I've been seeing a lot of people who are really good at auditions and really bad at auditions. And today I wanted to try to help you guys get better at it, or at least learn something you didn't know before. So acting is a very tough thing to describe. It's very difficult to master. It is very odd that it is so hard to replicate human behavior, and that there is a race to see who can do it the best. It is mostly subjective about what is qualified as good acting and what is qualified as bad acting. But sometimes it is very obvious when you're not doing a good job. I started auditioning several years ago and I've gone to a lot since then. I have looked back on my past auditions, including self-tapes, and I have wondered how I thought that was actually good at all. So to start, you always want to be prepared for your audition. When you show up, you should have a pretty good idea of what the script is or what you need to say. But back at the start, I used to only focus on memorizing the exact words, and I would get mad at myself when I couldn't. You don't want to memorize everything exactly, or it'll become too set in stone. You want to just get the basic idea. And then, if you say the words a little bit differently, you think more about it and you act more real. However, if you do mess up your lines, don't get all messed up from it. Just go along with whatever was said before it until you remember, or just ask for what your line was. And then get right back into character. And when you are prepared for your audition, it just sets you up for success and you'll be less stressed out when you show up. When you do show up, try to have some energy or interact with other people that are around you. I've seen people show up before that stare at the floor the whole time and look like they're about to throw up. That is not something that you should do.
I was curious. About what? You don't know that. Aaron inflates balloons. Oh, hello. Shocked she inflates a balloon until...
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
Want to do the script together?
Sure, what the hell, we might as well.
Sure. When I talk to people around me before my audition, I kind of get more energy. Observing people just helps with your acting. I can't even really explain it, but that's what your job is, so that might be how it works. So usually my mom takes me to the auditions, so I always talk to her before, and that just helps me. But if you don't go with someone, just maybe try to find someone you know. And if you don't want to talk to anyone, just look around your surroundings, see what's going on. You can also go over the lines with someone you don't know if you want. When you get into your audition, make sure to thank everybody in there, and they will remember you more. A minute into the audition, the people have already decided, so if you haven't thanked them yet, then it might not mean anything if you do at the end. Normally people that are giving advice on auditions say, be you, show your personality, but that's kind of hard to understand what they mean. So just talk to the casting directors, get to know them, and hear and think about everything that they say. They ask a question about you, say whatever comes to mind and try to have some energy. For the actual scenes that you're doing, there are a lot of different approaches to acting. Just trust your instinct. At the start, you don't have to get crazy and try to play this big character. You might want to start by playing yourself and just doing the scene and being in the moment in real life with your reader. You want to be in the moment with the person you're doing the scene with and just try to listen to what they're telling you. The casting directors love telling you direction, so don't think that you're doing it bad after you do a take and they tell you to do it a different way, or they try to correct something that you said. It's very important then to know what they're saying. To get a part, you have to know how to take direction from the director. Don't zone out when they're telling you what to do. In auditions, every single person does the exact same thing except for the person who gets the part. Maybe try something memorable. When I say memorable, I don't mean trip on the camera and smash your face, but something like doing the scene a different way or being especially energetic more than anyone else was. During the scene, make sure not to be too big or too subtle. Be somewhere in between. Real people don't go crazy in everyday life, and they also usually aren't super shy and quiet. So if you keep going to the same places for auditions, eventually the casting directors will get to know you, and that is very good. If there's ever a call for a certain amount of kids, they'll probably think of you more because you'll be on their radar if you've been coming more often. Take every chance possible to go to an audition. You want to do as many as possible. The more auditions you have, the higher likelihood that you will get a part. During an audition, it's important to remember that it is your time. They are the ones who called you in. So when they're done with you, and they think you should leave, but you didn't like what happened, maybe ask for them to do it again. It might make them know that you have a better work ethic, and they probably will remember you more. After the audition, you probably should forget about the role that you were just working on. You're going to go through so many different auditions. If you're hoping too much on every single one, then it'll drive you crazy each time you don't get one. Now, in the business, you have to realize that not getting a role isn't rejection. You can't think that way, or you'll just get too upset every time you don't get something, which is very often. When you're waiting for your audition, you should probably focus on something, whether it be lines, but you don't want to be bored before your audition. That's not good, because then you won't have any energy. The most important thing to remember is that auditioning is your job and booking is a bonus. Thank you guys very much for watching today's video. More about what human behavior looks like.
Baba Booey, Howard Stern's Baba Booey, yeah! Calendar Robinson, Baba Booey, yeah!
Okay, thank you, Greg. I need to leave now. So my dad's allergic, and he eats Nashidi bars. Seriously, Nashidi bars? They might possibly...
Everyone finds your mom attractive. She's gorgeous. Right she is. Hello, my name is Greg Land, and I will be reviewing the 2018 Boston Celtics NBA draft hat. So this hat's a little old. I picked it up the other day. It's $36 at most retail shops. A Celtics logo along with 19. It's a good hat. It fits comfortably. It looks nice. Future, but this is a 2018 Boston Celtics NBA draft hat. My name is Greg Land, and I'll see you next time.